Hey y'all, welcome to the Crafty Cove, where we do farmhouse decor on a Dollar Tree budget. If you're new here, I would be so honored if you would hit that subscribe button and join our YouTube family. Y'all, we're going to get right into it today. DIY number 1. I want to give credit to my friend Emily from Farm Charm Chic for giving me this idea. These little nautical decor signs are the perfect size for the Dollar Tree calendars. So all I'm doing is taking this little seaside off that is metal and off of the little sign here, and I'm going to sand down where I took that off, and I'm going to paint this entire sign with some black chalkboard paint from the Dollar Tree. I start with just doing the middle, but then I go ahead and do the frame, the sides, everything. I want to make this just completely black. Again, Emily is the one who realized that these calendar pages fit perfectly in these, just a very little cutting involved. So I want to thank Emily for that. I'm going to list her, I'm going to put her channel up in the cards. Y'all make sure you go check her out. After we get that finished, we're going to take one of these galvanized cows from the Dollar Tree, remove the little hanger and the sticker, and on the front side of this cow, I'm going to paint 2 good coats of this same chalkboard paint. And because this is painted on metal, I'm going to go ahead and seal this with a coat of Mod Podge all over the cow here. While I'm letting that dry, I'm going to take this page from the 2021 Farmhouse Calendar from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to fit it into my frame exactly how I want it. And then I'm just going to use some of this glue, stick glue from the Dollar Tree. I always forget to pick up the purple glue stick when I am at Walmart or the Dollar General. But this worked out perfectly well. I've had no problems with this. So these little glue sticks do an amazing job also. And I'm just gluing it down in sections just to make sure that I get it down and I get it all smoothed out. There are very, very little wrinkles in this. And if I would have done this with Mod Podge, which I love Mod Podge, I guarantee I'd have had wrinkles like crazy in this. So now we're doing the bottom half, same thing, a generous amount of the glue stick, putting it down. Now we're just going to go through with my utility knife, cut around the edges just to get all that excess paper off. Next, I decided to go ahead and cover my frame with some ribbon from the Dollar Tree. And we are going to go ahead and put a decal on our cow that says Farm Fresh. After that, I'm going to take some jute twine and run it through those holes of the cow. And once I get it through those holes, I'm going to go ahead and do a double knot up at the top of the strands of jute on both sides. We're going to kind of hang this from our little sign here. Now we're just going to flip over our sign, put this exactly where we want it, put some hot glue, and I just cover it with some masking tape. I do the same exact thing on the other side, and that is it. I love how this project turned out. Thank you, Emily, for this tip. It really, I mean, honestly, these fit so perfectly in these frames. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments what you think. Y'all don't forget that you can find me on Instagram. I go a little bit deeper into my projects and also into my personal life. You can find me at craftycove_DIY. I would love to have y'all come and visit me over there. We're going to get right back into it. DIY number 2. This is probably my favorite DIY of this video and so super simple. We're going to start off with 2 of these little circle rounds that come in a package from the Dollar Tree. And what we're going to do is on both of them, we're going to paint one side and all the way around the edges. Only one side of each of these needs to be painted. After we get that finished, I'm going to take 3 dowel rods. Now these came in a package from Walmart, but the Dollar Tree does sell dowel rods. You can use those, but these were a little bit thicker and they helped a little more with the stability of my project. So that's why I used these. Next, I'm taking this little Happy Easter sign that came off of some decor from the Dollar Tree. I'm sanding all of the glitter off of it. And then I'm just going to go through and paint this entire sign, front, backs, and all the sides with plaster chalk paint by Waverly. Then on the side that said Happy Easter, I'm going to go ahead and take some black and white check vinyl from the Dollar Tree. We're going to put it on there, cut it off, and then I use my utility knife to cut it down to size. Now we're going to take our little handy dandy saw here, and I will link this in the description box below. We're going to take 2 of the dowel rods that we painted and cut them perfectly in half. And this makes 4, the 2 dowel rods will make 4 6-inch dowel rods instead of 2 12-inch dowel rods. Now we're going to take our 2 circles and we're just going to glue them together. The sides that are not painted right together. We want the sides that are painted to be the front and the back. Then I did put a little decal on our sign from the Dollar Tree that we painted that says Farmhouse. We're going to find where we want to place it on our full dowel rod. And we're just going to use some hot glue and glue that right to it. Then I just flip it over and secure it with some more hot glue. Next, I'm going to take one of the smaller dowel rods and glue it right to the side of the full dowel rod. Then on the opposite side of that one, we're going to glue another one. Then in between those 2, we're going to glue one right to the fuller size dowel rod. We're making a weather vane. And then we will glue one opposite of the one we just glued down. Next, we are going to take 2 tumbling tower blocks. I place one with hot glue on our circles. Then I glue my piece right there, butted up against that tumbling tower block. And then glue another tumbling tower block right beside it. And this just gives our piece a little more stability. And then I just go in between those and secure with a little more hot glue. And because we decided on this at the last minute, now we need to go through and paint our tumbling tower blocks to match the rest of our piece. After that, I'm going to take these galvanized letters that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to glue them right to the sides of the ends of these dowel rods. I do an end. Opposite the N, I do an S right here. And then on the front one, I do an E, and on the back one, I do a W. Again, just making a little weather vane here. Now, for me, I did take one of my little, I take one of these galvanized chickens from the Dollar Tree. I go ahead and scrape the sticker off, and I cut off the twine at the top. And I did cut a little notch in the top of my full dowel rod right there, and I'm just going to put some hot glue in there and stick my chicken down in there. But if you can't cut that notch, you can always glue that chicken to the sign, to the back of the sign right there, and it should hold it up. I just stuck it in a little bit of greenery, and there it is. My absolute favorite project of this video. I love how this one turned out. Again, y'all, you know me, Crafty Cove, farmhouse decor on a Dollar Tree budget, and I'm so excited to have all of you here today. All right, our last DIY, and this is a super simple one. I'm just taking one of these little beach houses from the Dollar Tree. We're going to use my heat gun and remove this little starfish sticker that's on there. And then I also use my little Cricut tool after I get that sticker off, and we're going to remove this wood part of the roof. Save that because we are going to use that in just a second. I do this because we are going to be putting some fabric on here, and when we add that wood piece back on, that will help secure the fabric. This is some of the new farmhouse fabric that I've found at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut out the size that I need. Of course, I cut it a little bit bigger than what I need because that way I make sure that I can pull it and stretch it and make sure that I get it good and tight on our house. Next, I'm going to take some hot glue, and in sections, I am going to go through and lay my fabric down, smooth it out, and pull it tightly as I go to make sure that we get a really secure fit. And we do the same exact thing until we get the entire piece of fabric glued on. Again, pulling our fabric as we glue it down so that it is nice and secure. After we get that finished, here we are just gluing on our last section. After we get that finished, we just use our scissors, go around and get a closer cut to all of the fabric, to the edges of the little house here. Next, we're going to take our little roof piece and we are going to paint it with some black chalkboard paint. And then we're going to let it dry. And after it dries, we're just going to glue it down right back where it goes, right on that house there. And then, y'all know me, I like to do things the hard way, but I did not like how that brown was showing on this house. So I just go through and paint the rest of the entire house with a coat of black chalkboard paint. I do all around the edges, and then I also do the back just for a more finished look. Just be careful with your fabric. It'd be much easier if you do this before you even put your fabric on there. Then I just went ahead and took some scraps from the Dollar Tree and made a little wreath. Glued it right to the top of our house there. Made a little shoestring bow out of some buffalo check ribbon from the Dollar Tree. Stuck it right to the top of our wreath there, and that is it. I love how this turned out. I think it's so cute and so simple. Y'all let me know what you think of this and let me know which of these projects is your favorite. So that's it for today. Just 3 little projects. I love how they all turned out. Of course, the weather vane is my favorite. Let me know in the comments below which is your favorite. And are y'all enjoying the farmhouse decor? Because I love it. But I'm always willing to try other things if y'all want to see them. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. You all mean the world to me. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back now. You hear?